What's going on, guys? It's Ricky Ricardo from Pretty Slick Rick TV. Now, I'm a little bit late on this, guys, but Wiley dropped a video and he was talking about, you know, he borrowed money from friends and family members. You know, he made a new album and stuff like that. Basically, giving off the impression, and I'm not saying he is, but just giving off the impression, or what he said led people to believe that he's broke. And I'm not saying that he is or isn't, do you know what I mean? But my thing is that the amount of people that Wiley has put on and set up, because he doesn't come across like a flashy individual. He doesn't come across like, if it was some of his other peers that are, you know, that always flex and, you know, they got all of the cars and the stuff like that, into the swag and that, you can be like, yeah, I can see that coming. But Wiley, you know, it seems, it appears that over the years he's done well financially. Do you know what I mean? Like, not only from, you know, the records that he's done and stuff like that, but from, he's always doing shows. And I don't know how much these guys get paid to do a show, but Wiley, he could just pop up and do a show and get paid, you know, a good few thousand, I would assume, you know what I mean? And if he does that every week, that's a good salary, to be fair. So, you know, I'm not seeing anything off the back of, okay, let me help Wiley, or I helped Wiley. If he might not even be in any situation, but like, I'm just saying, like, if he is, are his peers, the one that he's brought into the game, you know, are they gonna let him just drown like that, you know? Then you have to watch out for the ones that they're happy. Do you know what I mean? They're happy because they've been jealous and envious of him from the beginning. So they're happy that, you know, he might not be doing too well, and that, like, and the thing is, he could be pump faking and bluffing. He could be pump faking and bluffing for all we know, and that. But at the same time, like, this will kind of lift the veil off the heads of the ones that aren't for him, that say they are. You know what I mean? And his brother, Cadell, he put out a video saying, brother's not broke, like, you need to behave yourself. But at the same time, like, I'm just not seeing a lot of support, you know what I mean? Because for someone like that, who was in Wiley's position, and the amount of careers that he's supported, you know, no one should that should never happen. The amount of people whose lives he's changed and allowed to eat and be successful in music, in the front and the back end, do you know what I mean? And no way should a man like that ever be struggling, do you know what I mean? Because he don't look like he's for the culture, you know what I mean? He's for the scene, he's for the music, he's for grime, you know what I mean? They say he's the Godfather of grime, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, he birthed a genre, you know? And if it wasn't for him laying the foundation, a lot of these people that's out here doing drill they wouldn't have the infrastructure to do drill if it wasn't for Wiley building the infrastructure to do grime. Do you know what I mean? You know, there's always, you know, people like there's always those trailblazers that pave the way for the next generation, so the next generation can do better, eat better, you know what I mean, eat more, you know. Always. But Wiley is definitely one of them. So yeah, I felt like I didn't see a response in the sense of, we need to support this man, like, or, you know, a plea to support or help this man if, you know what I mean, he's actually struggling in the first place, you know. And because again, some of these clips could be edited in a way or whatever, we don't know. But his brother came out and said that he's not broke, behave yourself. But I just don't know, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I did see a couple of videos that is kind of judging. I'm like, man, you just don't know. You just don't know how life is, or what situations or circumstances can affect your finances. Do you know what I mean? And it's like a lot of people that judge people's pocket and watch people's pockets, right? And say, okay, oh, if that was me, if that was, well, shut your mouth. It's not you, for one. And for two, you don't know what you would do in another person's position. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You couch manager. Do you know what I mean? You know, the best managers are sitting on their sofa or sitting behind the keyboard. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But they're sitting behind the keyboard. They've never done nothing. They've never invested in themselves, but they got all of the chat, all of the stuff to say. But then there's this man here that's invested himself and made careers and made people a lot of money, made people rich. Do you know what I mean? Or put people in a position to be rich, or created a scene where people can eat off, right? And they're judging him. Like, you keep your judgment to yourself, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't get that energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, this person's doing. Relax. So quick to judge. I have no idea where that comes from. Do you know what I mean? They've never done nothing themselves, but got all of the talk. If that was me, this is what would happen. Well, put yourself in that position and see what we would do. Let's do that then, yeah? Put yourself in a position and let's see what you would do. Let's see how you would handle it. You know what I mean? Everyone believes that they can handle this and handle that until they're put into the position, and they can't. So we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. We just don't know. There's so many different situations, circumstances, and also, not to forget, Wiley was kind of blackballed for a good few years. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't allowed to do nothing. Every time he tried to make an Instagram account, it got blocked and locked off. Do you know what I mean? So like sometimes it's to no fault of their own. Okay, maybe he said some things and upset some people. You know what I mean? Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we did see. But then it's like, we want to basically starve a man out. So he is incapable of feeding his family. Like, I kind of don't rate that. So you know what? If he is struggling financially, and also his financial struggles is very different to a normal person's financial struggles. I'll tell you that. Like, I very doubt, even though he might not be in a position that he maybe once was, his lack of finance is different to the other people's lack of finances. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure he might not have liquid. Do you know what I mean? But he's probably got bricks and water. Do you know what I mean? There's a very, very big difference. Do you know what I mean? And but yeah, listen, I'm just sounding off, but I'm just saying, like, if he is, someone needs to help, or some people needs to help, or the culture needs, or the scene needs to come together. Do you know what I mean? And because again, like, Wiley seems like quite a headstrong kind of person, but you just never know. Do you know what I mean? And mental health is real, guys. Mental health is real. But for the ones that's happy with their little judgmental self, you guys need to relax. You guys need to relax and be quiet, or invest in yourself and do something. Put yourself in a position where you can be judged and see how you act or react. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very different on the inside than it is looking from the outside. Do you know what I mean? You're on the outside of the fish tank. Get inside the fish tank and see if you can swim. Do you know what I mean? But I'll leave it there. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this, guys. Share this, guys. Share this with the haters. Don't even share this with the people. Share this with the haters. The people that like to hate. Do you know what I mean? Because to be fair, like, if you're getting hate, it means you're doing something good. You know what I mean? No one really hates on someone that they feel that they're bigger or better than. So yeah, send this to the haters. I need some hate. Okay, I probably shouldn't say that. You know what I mean? Because yeah, evil eyes real. You know what I mean? So probably shouldn't. Give me no.